love this time of year. You know, I feel Bahamian. I look Bahamian. You know, we look good. I mean, listen,
Cute.
I'm a true Bahamian.
Yeah, you are. And I went to church yesterday, and Independence Sunday, I guess, and everybody was just decked out in all of their colors. But I do notice that it seems to be people of a generation before my time. I notice I didn't say older. A generation before my time.
Would that be my generation?
Some of them are a bit older than you too. Well, actually, I don't want to say older, Phil. It might be a generation before your time as well. And I think we have to to make sure that we're passing on this spirit because you know a lot of people in my generation were dressed in regular colors, and
they don't
you know
get it.
we have to be able to pass this on. So I'm hoping that through today's show we'll be able to communicate that message effectively for everybody watching us live on Facebook and YouTube, because we are live on Facebook. Streaming live on Bahamas at Sunrise. So good morning to all of our Facebook viewers. We hope that you will pass the spirit of independence on.
Absolutely, absolutely. Listen, I had a wonderful weekend. I was up and it was hot. You know, Godfrey can tell us about this in a second. But it's a beautiful weekend. I mean, every time you think about what it means to be Bahamian, I mean, the culture, you know, the food, the music. We've got a great show lined up for you. We've got the Queen. I like to call her the Queen. You know, she's much more than just a singer, and we'll learn more about her. Priscilla Rollins is here this morning. We also have the Chamber of Commerce. They're back. Chamber of Commerce has been around for a long time as well, but of course we're still talking a little bit about budget and planning as we look towards the future here in the Bahamas.
Okay, in addition to that, we've got some amazing young people for you. Of course,
I saw them.
We talk about our country being 45 years old, but we're always looking toward the future, and so we're very happy with these young people because they are just a part of an amazing initiative. So they're going to be here to talk to us about something that they're doing. They're a group called UFA. And in addition to that, we've got Sapadilla here. We always love to have Sapadilla with us. They're our resident of food gurus, and they're going to be talking with us about their special independence menu. So, of course, we're looking forward to that. And we've really got something exciting for you. We're taking it back in time, back to 1973. We have the organizer of the first Independence Parade and the gentleman that raised the flag that day. So we're looking forward to that.
In the studio.
Before we go any further, though, there are some things I missed over the weekend, so I've got to say them now. So I want to say a belated happy birthday to my sister, Ambrosine, who celebrated another year of life yesterday, the best big sister in the world. So a very happy birthday to you, Ambi. To my good friend Bentley Higgs, who celebrates today, a very happy birthday to you, Bentley. And my husband and I celebrated our fourth wedding anniversary
I was about to say, man,
last week Thursday.
Man, you guys looking good.
Thank you,
Good,
thank you. We try. So
I better say actually, happy birthday to my niece at Jaquay. Her birthday was on Friday past. I didn't say it on Friday, but I'm saying it today. But I also want to say a special good morning to my mother-in-law, Pernell Jones, who's not feeling as well this morning.
Okay.
Listen, hopefully soon you'll be back on your feet. Looking forward to seeing you back home.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Well, we're sending all our thoughts and loves to you, Ms. Jones, and to all of you Bahamas, and we're going to get right into a fantastic show by taking a first look at weather with Godfrey Burnside. Just were booked out yesterday. Let me know if that's going to be able to happen again tomorrow for Independence. Here he is with our first look at weather.
Weather at sunrise. Brought to you by Bahamas First. First in insurance. Today, tomorrow.
Thank you, Star. Good morning, Bahamas. And your first look at weather at sunrise. Satellite picture shows that we do have a little trough extending from Tropical Storm Chris, and that's going to generate a couple of showers, particularly the Grand Bahama Abaco area. Over the weekend on Saturday, had some hail over Grand Bahama from a thunderstorm. And for the remainder of the islands, going to be beautiful weather. Have some Sahara dust in the southeastern islands that will filter most of the showers out. In the satellite, you can actually see all the clouds just to the north of the islands. Any weather today, you're looking at partly sunny, again hot filled and humid, with a chance of a few showers, maybe like a thunderstorm, mainly by afternoon hours. High temperature reaching 91 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, we look again at some partly cloudy skies, chance of a few late night or early morning showers, even a thunderstorm popping up, low temperature going out at 77 degrees Fahrenheit. And some regional highs and lows across the Caribbean, Barbados, 82 and 76. In Jamaica, 85 and 76. Trinidad, 83 and 74. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 87 and 76. Across North America, Atlanta, 82 and 69. In Raleigh, 87 and 64. In Miami, 91 and 78. Dallas, Texas, 91 and 78. And Toronto, Canada, 83 and 67. For weather look, it's a little mixed feel. For Independence, lovely day in store otherwise, lots of sunshine, hot temperatures, so yes, we can get to the beaches, but by late in the week, the possibility of Beryl, the remnants of Beryl moving into the islands could cause some showers and thunderstorms to increase, even regeneration of the system. So we want to monitor very closely as we go through our holiday or our independence routines during the next couple of days. We got to be watching the remnants of Beryl as it moves towards the northwest. Temperature daytime will continue to be in the lower 90s at daytime, at nighttime in the upper 70s. That's what you're up in your first look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Star.
Thank you so much, Godfrey. At the clock struck midnight on July 10, 2018, the Bahamas will celebrate 45 years of independence. 45 years of independence already. And I'm sure for some of you who are our viewers, it felt like just last week you were lowering the Union Jack, putting up the flag for the first time, and getting ready to sing March on Bahama Land. But we're going to take a walk down memory lane back to July 9th, 1973, a moment before that Union Jack was lowered for the first time. And we're very happy to welcome two special people that made that happen. Mr. Keith Mason, who's the parade commander, and Mr. Irvin Taylor, the man who raised the Bahamian flag for the very first time. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Well, good morning and thank you very kindly.
Yeah, it's our pleasure to have you with us.
Oh, nice to be here.
It's like sitting in the presence of great Bahamian icons to know that I am with two gentlemen who were so instrumental in what we now celebrate even 45 years later. And I'm going to get started with you, Mr. Mason.
Well, why they don't consider us as iconic?
Okay.
We are some of the people who brought the history into being.
Who brought the history into being?
Yes.
Okay, we'll go with that then. 45 years later, what still stands out to you about that moment 45 years ago?
It was the most prestigious moment I've ever seen.
Okay.
It's the only place I've seen so many people in one place.
Wow.
One time.
Wow. Wow.
And I mean that morning, Bahamians were out of this world. I think they were in the clouds.
Wow.
Hundreds and hundreds, yeah, even thousands of Bahamians were on Clifford Park. And in addition, there were visitors from all over the world, leaders of nations, very important people, all sorts of people, our neighbors from the south, our neighbors from the north, and even from Europe and Asia.
Wow.
It was one of the most prestigious times I've ever spent in my life.
But that must have been a mammoth task to organize something that would have included all of these people from all over the world, plus all of the Bahamians wanting to come in and celebrate. How did you organize something so major?
Well, don't forget, we are disciplined people.
Okay.
And about 6 weeks before the parade, the Commissioner of Police called upon me and said that you have been selected to organize the parade for this prestigious occasion. Would you go ahead and do so? And so we gathered some 300-400 people from all the uniform organizations, and we started to practice. The task was mine to make sure that it went off right.
Right.
The task was his, not to drop the Bahamian flag when it was going up for the first time in this new country. And sadly enough, the next man who lowered the Union Jack, Alfred Williams, is not with us. He has left us for some years now.
Yeah.
But it was a challenge. Don't forget, I was 39 years of age. I was a chief superintendent. At the time, I later became deputy commissioner of the force. But I was chief superintendent. I was only 39 and was able to pull it off.
I think that speaks highly to the youth of our nation, because we look at all the players at that time, and all of you seem to have been very young.
Reasonably young.
Yeah.
39 wasn't that young, but was young enough when you consider that today I'm 84.
Yeah.
And will be 85 the next time I see a birthday.
Right.
But we were able to do it, and in addition to our own people, our own local organizations, they gave me a squad of Marines from Her Majesty's warship.
Oh, wow.
And so we had to put them in a day or two before the parade.
Okay.
And they did not drill the same drill movements.
Wow.
Didn't go for us, that went for them.
Wow.
We had to synchronize the drill movements.
Wow.
And I had to remember every order, because remember this, you miss one order and the whole parade goes down.
Wow.
Because people are listening for orders.
Right.
But we were able to pull it
Able
off.
to pull it off in 48 hours or less. See, you're a true Bahamian.
Irvin will tell you his part.
Yeah, I'm going to
He
speak
had
with
a
Irvin right
prestigious
now.
job to do.
I'm sure,
Yeah,
Irvin,
fastidious
all
job.
eyes would have been on you 45 years ago. The Union Jack has gone down. And I've heard this story so many times as I talk about it with my parents and my grandparents and the joy they felt in that moment, seeing that flag go down and the flag go up. And I've had some Girl Guide training, so I know it's not as easy as it looks. Talk to me about what it felt like to be selected to be the man that raised this nation's flag for the first time.
Well, I tell you one thing. I don't know what criteria was used in the selection, but I do know one thing. They would have selected a competent person
Right.
to do such a prestigious job.
Okay. All right.
And we had some difficulties. You know, we did our rehearsal and everything. I was selected to put up the Bahamian flag. Initially, Sergeant Simmons was supposed to deal with the Union Jack,
Right.
taking on the Union Jack. And we were having a rehearsal, I think it was our last rehearsal, and the Sergeant Simmons took down the Union Jack, and he claimed to be an expert in flag.
Right.
I was a novice.
Right.
And he tied the noose for the Bahamian flag. All right? So when Mr. Mason gave the order and the national anthem started to play, I raised the Bahamian flag, and when it got to masthead, I tied it on the instructions of Sergeant Simmons.
Right.
So when I tied, when I looked when the national anthem started to play, the flag came loose
Oh no.
and came right down,
Oh no.
whoop, on the ground. I said, Jesus, what is this? At the time, Sir Later Thompson was Commissioner of Police. So he came out to where we were. And he said to me, my God, Taylor, you let the flag came down. I said, me? I said, I didn't tie that noose.
Right.
I said, Barry Simmons tied that.
Right.
He said, boy, if that should happen tomorrow night, I don't know what I'll do with you. I said, Chief, if that happened tomorrow night, you wouldn't have to do nothing with me. I said, because I'm going to make an about turn and I heading straight to the sea. You all may have to come and catch me. So he said, I guess that would be a good thing to do because I will be coming for you, you know. So the night of the independence, I didn't use Simmons.
Okay.
I got Alfred Williams because
Right.
the two of us, we were working at the police college at the time.
Right.
And he was good with flags. So I
Okay.
told Bill about the problem and I needed him to replace Simmons.
Right.
And he said, man, Taylor, that's no problem. You know, I specialize in these things.
Excellent.
So
So it ran up without a hitch.
it went up.
And-
He put the Union Jack, he pulled the Union Jack down. I put the Bahamian flag up. But let me tell you this, what I didn't know was going to happen.
What was that?
I didn't know that the parade, the entire fort was going into darkness.
Wow.
It went into darkness.
So you couldn't even see what you were doing.
And I was standing about from here to the flag. And you know when you in a bright light and all of a sudden
Pitch black.
pitch black.
Wow.
So Mr. Mason said, Taylor, you ready? I said, ready? I can't find the flag. You know? He said, well, you can't mean you can't find the flag. I said, but I didn't know the place was going in darkness.
Wow.
So I realized I couldn't have been that far away, you see?
Right.
So I said, well, let me do it. I opened my arms a little and I walked and then I hit the flag.
Wow. And now our
Yeah.
flag stands so proudly 45
and
years
I
later.
loosed it, put it on my shoulder, and Mr. Mason said, Taylor, you ready? I say hit it off.
There you go.
There
Well,
we go.
gentlemen, thank you so much
And-
for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise.
And
We're so grateful for the opportunity to have shared with you and to have learned so much from you. And looking forward to seeing that flag go off again tonight as a result of the work that you did 45 years ago. Thank you. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Good afternoon. First response. How can I help you?
I've been in an accident on West Bay Street. Can you send someone to help?
Yes, ma'am. A first response team will be there in 15 minutes. Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine, but a bit upset.
We're glad you're not hurt. Please, try to relax. Our team will take care of everything as soon as they arrive.
First Response provides immediate on-site service and support from the scene of an accident through the claims and repair process. And it's free to all Bahamas First insured drivers in New Providence, every day for any type of accident. If you drive and want first response on your side, call 321st or visit bahamasfirst.com for the name of an authorized Bahamas First agent. First response can't prevent an accident from happening.
But it can certainly ease your mind when it happens.
So who really own a Nassau container port?
Boss, that's easy. The government. I do.
I do. Thank you.
I do.
I do. And one day, he will too.
I do. Knock knock.
Here at the Nassau Container Port, we've diversified our ownership to give hardworking Bahamians a piece of the economic pie. And we'll continue to grow so that we can give you a consistent return on your investment. That's our promise.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Quite an interesting interview there, Star. Always appreciative of our history, and we've got some history in the studio today, although it's, I don't want to call these gentlemen old, but certainly they represent an organization that's been around for a very long time. Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise, the CEO of the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers of Confederation, Mr. Edison Sumner, and the newly re-elected treasurer of the Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation, no stranger to us here in Bahamas at Sunrise, Mr. Hubert Edwards. Gentlemen, good morning. Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning.
Good morning. Happy anniversary.
Same to you. Love your get up too,
Well, I did my best. I dug deep. Dug deep. Yeah. But, when we talk about the Chamber of Commerce, obviously the modern Chamber of Commerce has been around since 1935, but it's had a much longer history in our country. When you reflect upon the past 45 years under independence, how have you seen the trajectory of business in the country?
I think we've had some ebbs and flows in business over the last 45 years. But if you go back, the fact that the Chamber is almost twice as old as the independent Bahamas, we certainly would have seen quite a bit of movements in business, right? We've seen some evolutions of businesses that have come and gone. We've seen some staples in business, such as in the retail sector. That's been sort of the staple throughout, and activities in the tourism sector. We've seen some transformations in our financial services products, and now we're evolving into businesses that are more e-business friendly, more of the commercial, more of the communications and technologies type businesses who are now coming to the fore, understanding that almost everything we do now has an ICT component to it, right? So we can't avoid the conversation of technology.
Right.
So the evolution has been sort of moving away from some of those huge businesses, the large conglomerates, coming down to more like the family-sized offices, the sole proprietorships. More entrepreneurs are now becoming more apparent in the industries today, and they're operating more like on increasingly more on a service level. The country's always been a service-based economy, but I think we're becoming more of a service-based economy because of what's happening globally. And there are more consultants coming up, more persons are offering themselves rather than looking for full-time jobs. They're offering their services to companies as individual consultants. And that's how things are evolving, right? And we've also seen a growth in the number of small businesses, SMEs in the country. So again, even with some of the larger ones that we've seen in the past, right? Some of those large family businesses and large other kinds of corporations, many of them have been downsizing. They've been outsourcing, they've been subsidizing businesses so that a company as a single entity isn't as large as it used to be. But if you look at the whole group of companies, which is now the other sort of phenomenon,
there's this group of things happening, that we're seeing more business being spread out, rather than being done by 3 of us in one organization. It's now 3 of us heading 3 different entities under the same umbrella.
Right.
And it's good because it causes us to be spread, more diversified in our approach to getting business done.
So when you think about where we are today, Hubert, Edison's kind of given us a nice summary of the evolution. So today, you talk about technology and its impact upon business, but there's also another thing that seems to be pressing, and we can't avoid it anymore, and that's talking about trade agreements. And we've talked. I mean, it's an alphabet soup.
Yes.
But what exactly is happening right now globally that is impacting the Bahamas when we talk about these trade agreements and the need for us now apparently to be a part?
Well, the world has evolved over time. I mean, if you go all the way back to the start of the IMF, WTO, before that it was GATT, GATT, there has been a movement historically in the commercial, the trading arrangement of the world. There was this thrust towards the idea of having borderless countries and the movement of goods and services. And so the Bahamas really finds itself right now at a place where it's contemplating acceding to the WTO. That represents for local companies, especially those that would have operated in what we could call protected segments for a long time. They're now having to grapple with the fact that there could be potential competition. Now, the discussion out there in the public in many instances, and I think unfortunately, is not being prosecuted in a way where all of the information is readily available. And so there's some level of hysteria on some person's part, right? But in many instances, the ascension to WTO is not going to happen overnight.
Right.
It's going to be a negotiated situation. So there are always going to be periods for transitioning. But that said, it is a signal that the Bahamas needs to start to think about its competitiveness for local organizations. So if you're operating in a sector which has been protected over the last 20 years, and you are the best within the country, you don't have to consider whether or not you have the ability to compete should international competition comes in. And across the board, this is supposed to be beneficial to the consumer because the goods will come down. But there is an argument to be made as to how you grow the country. You do not introduce significant shocks, which at the end of the day is going to disrupt the economy. And so we have to go about this in a balanced way. But I think the writing is on the wall.
I was about to say, are you concerned, just really quickly as we kind of wrap up, are you concerned about where we are right now as a business, transitioning now into the WTO, and who knows what's next?
Well, I think the real concern really is, and our main challenge is the lack of proper education. Once businesses know what they're getting into,
they can compete.
They can plan for it. Yes. But if you don't know, you can't plan.
All right. So what's happening next at the Chamber of Commerce?
Well, this Wednesday, in fact, we're having our next in the series of our power breakfast sessions with the Deputy Prime Minister, the Ministry of Finance, the Department of Inland Revenue, and the Customs Department, who come in to talk about the VAT amendments, talking about the customs tariffs and codes and the single window approach to the customs management systems. And this time is going to be free to the members of the chamber. And we're doing this because we understand that, again, information. We need information. So we've invited them to come and talk to us about some of the amendments and to clarify anything that may still be outstanding in the minds of businesses. It's going to be held this Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. at the Hilton Hotel.
So just show up, or do you need?
Well, you have to register.
Okay, all right,
you
so
should just call
contact the chamber today.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, listen, thank you very much, gentlemen. Always a lot to talk about when we start talking about the economy. Hubert, congratulations once again, man. Good to see you in that chair.
Yeah, definitely here to make a contribution. Absolutely. So we'll see what Edson do with me this time.
Right. Thank you very much.
It's not an easy ride.
We've been with the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employees Confederation. You are watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Shell is taking you on an exciting journey with its summer promotion. Now through September 14th, enter for your chance to win a brand new 2018 Toyota Yaris. Just make a minimum purchase of $20 worth of fuel from any Shell service station in Nassau. Answer the skill question on the entry form and submit. The grand prize will be drawn on September 14th. Other weekly prizes include free fuel vouchers and VIP packages to see Jay-Z and Beyonce live in concert August 31st at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. For more info, visit their Facebook page at Sun Oil Bahamas.
How are we making Rev work wonders for you? We are doing it together. You told us what you want, and we've heard you. Want faster broadband? How about speeds up to 1 gigabit per second? Want shorter house calls? 2 hours max. We promise. Want to take your entertainment anywhere? Well, your Rev Go Play app is here. Rev, we've heard you. You speak, we listen. Rev, you and us together.
Sunrise, all smiles as we get prepared for Independence Day tomorrow. And of course, we cannot talk about the Bahamas without talking about one of the most important parts of our culture, our cuisine. Bahamian food done right happens at, well, I don't want to say one place and one place only, but you guys know where my heart lies, and that is with Sapodilla Restaurant. Of course, we've got my favorite chef, Edwin Johnson, in studio, and he's brought my good friend, Gandhi, who, of course, is the marketing manager there at Gilgan Holdings. Good morning, and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. What's a pleasure to be here again.
Everybody's favorite chef.
Isn't he, though? But Gandhi, whenever I come to Sapodilla, he's always walking around the room, talking with everybody. He's so engaging. He cares so much about the product, and he's always making something delicious, including today, the Independence menu is happening, right, Gandhi?
Absolutely. And so for the entire month of July, we are serving up something delicious for you. And we invite everybody, Bahamians, our visitors, everyone to just taste the flavors of the islands. I love that. That's like one of my favorite parts. Isn't it awesome?
It is awesome. It reminds me so much of your Garrett on service that, of course, you offer at Sapodilla, where people actually come right to your table.
Yes.
You see your food being prepared.
You prepare at tableside. We have all of the flambés. You can have your Dover soles, deboned tableside, and everything. And you know what, Star? People are loving it because it's affordable fine dining.
Right.
It's fun. People are in Sapodilla Tuesday through Saturday.
Okay.
We have young people celebrating Sweet 16. We have people celebrating their 50th anniversary. We have people coming for wedding rehearsal dinners and a little bit of this and a little bit of, look at that skillet.
I see that skillet. I see that skillet. I see what it looks like over here. And of course, all of this is a part of the Independence menu. So in addition to the regular good food that you guys have, you're doing something special for the month of July as you celebrate the country.
And you know, it's also inclusive of service charge and VAT. So we wanted something that everyone can come out and enjoy. I have to go, I mean, the rake and scrape, over the hill, island hopping, the whole hog snapper, seasoned with goat pepper, Inagua sea salt, the local ingredients, and skillet roasted served with pigeon peas and a yellow grits cake, Bahamian rhythm. Cat Island potato bread, brushed with spiced rum and topped with coconut pineapple ice cream. Star, I was there with a few friends a few days ago. It blew my mind. And then Leo was there on the piano, Serrano playing the Bahamian music with a little classical twist. It's just,
it is an
experience. The spot.
It is an experience, as you guys say, and it really is going to be even more of an experience as we come to celebrate our Independence with you this month. Of course, open from Tuesday to Saturday.
Yes.
We do encourage people to make a reservation.
Yes, we definitely do encourage people to make reservations. And we're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram, Sapodilla Restaurant. Our website, sapodillabahamas.com. People can see our menus and just really interact with us. We answer really quickly. So whatever it is, that's on Johnny Cake. That's
I see the Johnny Cake in the middle.
That's a Johnny Cake. It's called a Johnny Cake Sipper. This is a conch and crab biscuit. You know the local land crab? The local land crab.
Local land crab.
And of course, you got that Johnny Sippet. A sippet is a piece of bread used for sipping up sauces, but we make it classy with the Bahamian Johnny. And of course, we drizzle fresh thyme, infused oil on that.
Look at that.
Okay.
Boy, chef, that looking good. I'm surprised.
And this here, you know, I always try to do things with our local fish. And this hogfish here is such a beautiful fish.
It is.
Okay. So we're featuring this here for Independence.
Okay.
I pan seared both sides, and this is going to go in the oven to roast. This fish is going to be roasted.
Okay.
Okay. Then we have some. It's sitting on a pillow of peas and grits, right to the bottom there, and it's drizzled with.
You know that's the Bahamian taint.
I know, you know that grits now.
Yes. Of course, drizzled with a nice goat pepper, lemon butter.
Wow.
Right, to give it that little extra flavor.
Chef,
and of course, we got the fever grass butter sauce. all of this is growing in my gardens.
Okay.
Fever grass, yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, right
we
in
drizzle just a
Sapodilla.
little bit over there
Uh-huh.
for the final touch. And of course, we have the cleanser, palette cleanser, which is the switcher.
Yeah.
It's the
So
switcher.
good.
And of course, it's really, really good.
Uh-huh.
And then we ended with, this is unique. We take the potato bread.
Right.
Potato bread, there's a pillow
Bahamian
potato
rhythm.
bread
Uh-huh.
with pineapple and coconut ice cream sitting on the top. Of course, you get your fresh mango and fresh pineapple there. And of course, local tamarind, local tamarind. There you are, a coulis of local tamarind
Wow.
and a coulis of mango.
Chef, every single time I think it can get better at Sapodilla, you do something brand new. And I people think I play around, right? But Sapodilla is amazing because you guys grow these things in your garden right there.
Yes.
When I think about the butters, I'm not even a big dairy person, but just the way that you've been able to turn so many wonderful flavors into butters, your breads, everything is excellent.
We have over 150 flavored butters.
Excellent.
Over,
Excellent.
over 100 sorbets,
Yeah.
and we make our own ice creams in-house. So
And yeah,
we do a
man.
lot of things in-house.
In-house, and
Yes.
it's always amazing.
Yeah, and then even just with this menu and the names of everything, like the Over the Hill and the Bahamian Rhythm, Chef creates things with mind.
Yeah.
You know, and so everyone can have that wonderful experience. And so we see the weddings coming in, people just celebrating life. And just because, and we want to let people know, yes, you can come around 9 p.m. and sit around the bar. Yes, you can come with your friends and just listen to the music. And so, Star, it is just...
It is an experience, and that's why I'm telling people to go out to Sapodilla, enjoy this amazing menu Chef has put together.
And you cannot forget our private dining.
Right.
Our cabanas.
Right. Private
Designed
dining cabanas,
only for
that's
two.
right. Okay.
Becoming very, very popular. We only have 4 of those. So
Uh-huh.
if you're thinking about coming, make your
And then
reservation.
Make your
Valley
reservation.
Terrace. And
Yes.
then Star and I, we were talking about earlier, we were talking about like Bat and Bat Busters and all of the travels that we're doing. Frankie Gone Bananas, amazing.
Okay.
Lots of wonderful things happening, and we see a lot of celebrities coming to experience the culture.
Excellent.
And then at Bamboo Shack for the holiday, open from 4 p.m. until 12 midnight. Bat Busters under $9.
Oh, wow.
You pay $5.91 before for a thigh snack. You pay $5.91 now.
Man, listen, that 12% ain't even affecting them at Bamboo Shack. Thank you so much, Gilgan Holdings, for coming in and joining us.
Here you go, Chef.
Oh, Chef's got a Bahamian flag today to go with the
Happy
Bahamian menu.
Independence, everybody. And happy birthday, Kelly Moss.
Come, live the experience at Sapodilla.
Live the experience in Sapodilla. Get some of this fabulous food in your system. Thank you guys so much for joining us today on
Thank
Bahamas
you.
and
Such a
Sunrise.
pleasure to be again.
Phil, I'm actually going to share with you today, so I'll bring the sun down. We'll be back with more after this commercial break.
Come on. Gotta do it. Go back to the island, boy. Let's go. Get up early one morning, kiss my mama goodbye. Going back to the island, I say, don't worry, mama, don't cry. Go to Elutra, go to Cat Island, Rocky Exuma. Go down to Freeport, go to Marijuana, go to Long Island, Andros, Inagua. Wake up early one morning, kiss my mama goodbye. Going back to the island, I say, don't worry, mama, don't cry.
I always wanted to come back to the College of Bahamas. I wanted to be a faculty. When the opportunity came for me to be Vice President of Operations, I said, well, let me try that first. It makes me proud because I was here before. I feel as if now I'm sort of like a beacon for those students who are here to say, hey, listen, I can actually be a Vice President. I can actually be one of the big leaders at the university. I'm Ronnie Stevenson, and this is my UB.
Apply today at www.ub.edu.bs.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're at the halfway point of an excellent show.
It's excellent because she gets to eat all.
I left Phil the food. See? You know, this is what happens, Phil. You know, people do things for you guys, like not eat the food so you can have it. And then I come down here, you're nagging me.
You know what, Chef? Gandhi, we can talk after the show today. But yes, we are having an excellent show this morning. Excellent interview again, with so much history. I call them legends, and it continues to grow.
Yeah, it's been an amazing opportunity to interview them and just hear the stories about things that you don't know that happened, to make something something so amazing. And we get to continue that conversation with Mr. Mason in just a minute. But we wanted to remind people that we still got more to come in the second half of the show.
We do.
We're going to be hearing from Priscilla Rollins with the song that we all
The
know.
song,
Independence
absolutely,
Morning Like a Baby Born. We've got those young people who are doing an amazing initiative with uniforms. And there's a free component in there, so you want to pay attention to that as well.
And we've got Click is celebrating 30 years. I mean, it feels as though it's been around forever, but 30 years is a long time, and they're still going strong. The Bahamian Bear.
The Bahamian Bear. So we've got all that ahead for you and more, but we wanted to continue the conversation with Mr. Mason.
Yes. 84 years old and just strong. But you were not alone when it all happened, and unfortunately, some of your peers would have passed on.
Certainly.
And it's important to remember them.
Yes, it
so
is.
Please feel free to.
Yeah, well, in grateful memory of fallen brothers, I should like to read this list.
Yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Mason.
Commissioners, John Hindmarsh, an Englishman who came to prepare the Royal Bahamas Police Force for the handing over to Salathiel Thompson, Gerald Bartlett, and Bernard Bonamy. These were all commissioners who have left us. Other officers who have left include Deputy Commissioner of Police Dudley Hanna, Assistant Commissioners Courtney Strawn, Stanley Moyer, Avery Ferguson, Kemuel Hepburn, Chief Superintendent Addington Darfield, Superintendent Henry Thurston, Superintendent Alfred Williams, who was the man that lowered the British flag, but is gone. Dennis Morgan, as you'll remember, he was director of the police band. Eric Mortimer. Father Anthony Roberts, who was the chaplain of the force. Chief Inspector Eric Hebburn, and Force Education Officer Vincent Wilson. I wish to make special mention of Sergeant Forbes, an aerial patrol sergeant who died on the morning of the 9th of July 1973, when the aircraft took off from the airport and crashed just outside the airport, killing him and the pilot. These are fallen brothers from the force. Thank you so kindly.
Thank you. Appreciate that very much. Appreciate it very much. It's always important to absolutely recognize and note our history, because we would have not known some of those
Well,
things.
there are very many more of my boys who have fallen and left us.
Yeah.
But
you hear those names, and you can still hear some of the members of society I know that are descendants of these people and are still contributing. And so it's so good to see the lineage and the history passed down. But we're going to have more for you, but we're going to take a second look at weather with Godfrey Burnside before we get into any of that. So here he is. Godfrey, give me some sunshine.
Weather at sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, Bahamas. Your second look at weather, sunshine, sunrise star. You're going to have some sunshine today, tomorrow into Wednesday. By late Wednesday into Thursday, we could see some more showers and thunderstorms. First, the tropics. And we're on the tropics this morning. We're going to talk about Tropical Storm Chris. And Chris is forecast to strengthen to a hurricane later today just off the Carolina coast. At 5 a.m. this morning, Tropical Storm Chris was located near latitude 32.4 degrees north and longitude 74.6 degrees west, some 200 miles south-southeast of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. Chris is now drifting slowly towards the south near 1 mile per hour. Winds now 60 miles per hour with higher gusts. And like I indicated, Chris is expected to become a hurricane later today. And we're also watching the remnants of Tropical Storm Beryl. It's moving towards the west-northwest. And over the next 5 days, it has a 30% chance of developing, regenerating into a tropical storm. So we here in the Bahamas must keep our eyes watching and must monitor very closely over the next 5 days. In your marine forecast, winds today east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the northwest and central Bahamas, easterly at 15 to 20 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet over the southeastern islands. On Tuesday, they continue east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet in northwest and central Bahamas, easterly at 15 to 25 knots, seas 5 to 8 feet over the southeastern islands. Then on Wednesday, those winds become southeast to south at 15 knots, seas 3 to 5 feet in northwest Bahamas, southeast at 15 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet over the central and southeastern islands. Your tides. You can expect a low tide at 9:55 this morning. Next high tide will be at 4:24 this afternoon. Low again tonight at 10:51. Sunset will be 8:01 this evening, rises more at 6:27. UV index 9. Your water temperature 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Honeymoon phase last quarter. External look, lots of sunshine, hot, humid into Wednesday. Then by Thursday we expect some increasing cloudiness, showers and thunderstorms as it moves to the remnants of tropical storm Belle moves towards the northwest across the islands, particularly moving into the southeastern islands by Wednesday, New Province by Thursday into Friday. Temperature daytime will be in the low 90s, at nighttime in the upper 70s. That's what you're having fun. Look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Phil.
Thank you very much, Godfrey. You know, in numerology, the number 30 represents highly creative and social energies. These are just a few of the qualities our next guests have. Not necessarily them, but certainly this group of 10 right here. For the past 30 years, Kalik has been representing the Bahamas, not just locally, but around the world, and has earned the tag, the Bear of the Bahamas. We're very pleased to be joined by Commonwealth Brewery this morning, and we have the group's beer manager, Mr. Questwell Ferguson, and the company's public relations director, Mr. Dennis Hanna. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Bahamas.
Good to see you. Good to see you. So 30 years, I mean, it feels so much longer. I mean, Kalik has become synonymous, not just with beer, but also with Bahamas. What are you guys doing to celebrate your 30th anniversary?
Well, we're very glad to have the Bahamas join in on Bahamas at Sunrise in the celebration of our 30th year anniversary. This is a very momentous occasion for the Bear of the Bahamas. And one of the things that we just celebrated over the weekend at Arawaki is our Made in the Bahamas series of events, which is a coming together of all of these unique and creative things that make the Bahamas what it is. We have cone cracking competitions, pineapple eating contest from Eleuthera. We have the best local new and old talent that we feature every time we have one of these events. Our next event is actually going to be on July 10th at Flying Dutchman at Carmichael Road, so we invite as much people to come out and enjoy it as possible. We also have our Let's Celebrate campaign, and there's nothing more Bahamian and more authentic than having actual Bahamians tell the story. So our Let's Celebrate campaign allows our Bahamian consumers to see different aspects of Bahamian culture. So we celebrate Bahamian music with the Lacido Boys, celebrate agriculture with the Pineapple Man in Eleuthera, Miguel Dorset from Gambia.
Man, you're
It's been tongue diving. Yeah. So it's literally a journey through the things that make the Bahamas as unique as it possibly can be. We even celebrate Regatta with Danny Strawn. You know, Kalik is a very proud sponsor. The National Family Island Regatta, Crowd Fest. There's so much to mention.
And there's nothing like the Bahamas. Listen, you got a group of 10. I think I count that right here. And the labeling looks a little bit different.
Yeah, so
it's actually a little bit about that.
It's actually a group of 14 islands. 14,
okay.
And again, to celebrate the 30th anniversary, Kalik always wants to stand in the gap to celebrate everything that is truly Bahamian, and that's from the north to Nagua in the south. So we celebrate 14 islands this year, and it's 700 islands, one bear, the Bear of the Bahamas. Not just the Bear of New Providence, Grand Bahama, or Abaco, but all of the different things.
And you know, some people, they might say Exuma tastes better than Grand Bahama, but we ain't gonna get into that this morning.
No.
The content should be the same, no doubt about it. But so Dennis, tell us a little bit about, I mean, as we mentioned, Kalik has been an intrinsic part of the Bahamian DNA. You know, talk a little bit about that story. In fact, how did you get the name Kalik?
Well, we had an employee in the 80s by the name of Tyrone Fitzgerald, known as Dr. Off.
Oh, yeah.
Very popular entertainer who came up with the name Kalik. But he was also popular because he actually had Jonkunu music in live performances. He also took the sound of Jonkunu overseas and made it popular. He had songs such as Get Involved, The Rat Bat in the 80s. These were songs that Bahamian realized that the music of Jonkunu is so important. But I'll tell you why it's intrinsic. If you were to ask anyone worldwide other than a Bahamian, what is Kalik? They couldn't tell you. But if you were to ask a Bahamian, they would say two things. The first thing they would say, if they're my age, Kalik, 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 yay. Or they would actually say, it's the sound, the rhythm of the cowbells during a Jonkunu performance. It's intrinsic. You cannot separate it. It's deep within us. When we hear the word Kalik, it brings out that energy from Jonkunu celebration.
Listen, man, you guys have not just been at the top in terms of beverages, but certainly you've been an outstanding community partner as well.
Yes, I'm glad you asked that. It's equally important for us as Commonwealth Brewery to be the best corporate citizen. We have to give back to the community we live in. So we operate and make profits. We give back to organizations, to persons. We support UB, BTVI, the environment. Recently we hooked up with the Bahamas National Trust with their conservation program. We're doing a video. We gave a grant and we're in it for the long run. So not just as a successful company, but we also have to make sure that we are the best corporate citizen ever at CBL.
We got to make sure we don't run out of the count, but I'm pretty sure we ain't going to run out of the collect, right?
Absolutely,
No, right, yeah.
absolutely,
So again,
absolutely.
over the next couple of weeks, I mean, is this a celebration for the entire year or just for this particular time?
Yeah, it's definitely a celebration for the entire year. And Bahamians can stay connected with us on our different social media channels. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. They stay tuned to the radio. And they'll also see the billboards that we have throughout the island. Again, the B3 is the national championships, regattas, all of these different things. We want to showcase and not just give money, but also do as much as we can to build awareness of these events. So they can check the billboards, the social media pages, and they can stay connected with everything that's going on with the 30th anniversary.
You guys won't be hard to find. I know that for sure. Dennis, I'll ask you the last question as we close out here. 30 years for Collect, 45 years for our country. I mean, as you reflect upon the whole, culture, what it means to be Bahamian, this is definitely a part of it. But what are your thoughts as we head into our 45th anniversary as a country?
That's the great thing about it. If you think of an iconic brand that represents the Bahamas, that's Collect.
Yeah.
In 1988, when the brand was made, if you went to Florida, for example, you went on Bahamas there. It wasn't even the LPI and the Linden Pendleton Airport. It was the National International Airport. You would carry 3 things with you that represented the Bahamas. A case of Collect, Gombe Punch, and a conch snack. And later, you probably had to take frozen conch.
Right.
So my point is, whenever there's a celebration in the Bahamas, whether it's a homecoming, whether it's a regatta, whether it's hanging with friends, anything that's Bahamian, whether we support our great athletes, our great politicians, our great people, or even great things happening, resorts going into the great Kersner or Cable Beach going into Bahamas. These are great, significant, iconic moments. You need to have Collect there to celebrate it. Collect is around to celebrate great times, great iconic moments in the Bahamas. So we see that going on forever.
Well, listen, Dennis Cresswell, thank you very much. Congratulations on 30 years, man.
Thank you. And I'd like to say one thing. When you celebrate this 45 years of the Bahamas independence, do it with the iconic brand, Collect. But we remind you to always drink responsibly.
Absolutely. Always do it responsibly. Fitting in for this particular segment, you're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We've been with Comer Fury and Collect. We'll be right back.
Since 1967, Focal has been a vital part of the Grand Bahama community, providing high-quality products and great customer service. Today, we continue to work hard and remain focused on fueling growth for people throughout the Bahamas.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We've been talking about independence all day, and I'm going to tell you, if you were around 45 years ago and you wondered about the future of this nation, this segment is going to make you so proud of the young people that we are raising, people who are dedicated and committed to giving back through service. We know that our country's had some challenges economically over the past few years, and these young people are committed to making sure that no child is left home from school because they do not have uniforms. So happy to be talking to this group for Uniforms for All. I'm going to let these young people introduce themselves because there are so many names here. And I'm going to start with Miss Ellis in the corner. Miss Ellis, just give us your name and your school, and you can pass that mic on. And everybody just let me know your name and your school, and then we'll start our interview.
My name is Eden Ellis, and I attend Queens College.
Good morning. Good day. My name is Sean Nair, and I attend Queens College.
My name is Avery Sumner and I attend Queens College.
Okay.
My name is Malia Neely. I also attend Queens College.
My name is Paige Raming and I go to St. Anne's School.
My name is Madison Roberts and I attend St. John's College.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for being here this morning. Got a whole set of QC in the house. But my Anglican school is also represented. I got St. Anne's and St. John's in the place. And you all are dedicated young people, go to different schools, but you've all come together for this one cause. Malia, I'm going to get started with you and try to find out what was the reason behind uniforms for all.
Well, my grandmother was a custodian at Bahamas Academy, so it was basically inspired by her. She had a little room where she kept uniforms and gave them to students.
Okay.
So we want to do this on a wider scale, and so we can attract more people and carry on her legacy.
Oh, that's so awesome. So we got to get Grammy's name because we can't have a legacy going and don't know who Grammy was.
Bridget Gordon.
Bridget
Yes.
Gordon. So Bridget Gordon was one of those great people. You run out of your tie, you don't know what you're going to do because the prefect coming, you don't have a tie on. You go to Miss Gordon, she makes sure that you has one, and now you're carrying that on by making sure that everyone has uniforms. That's fantastic. And what made you guys decide that now was the time to do this, that this was the most important season right now to make sure that kids had uniforms? Anybody?
Well, it's coming now for the school season, and a lot of things in our country are changing, like the increase in VAT.
Yep.
And it's making it very difficult for our parents that are struggling already to provide uniforms for our students.
Okay.
And we feel that it's very important because it gives them time and money to invest it in other stuff like books, pencils. So we feel it's very helpful.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
And this is being led by young people. So that makes me even more
Yes,
excited
ma'am.
because nobody knows your needs more than you do.
Yes,
and so you guys also have a process. You've got this cool little thing here. Let me tell y'all, like, I still can't make nothing like this. So when it's time for my daughter projects, I come to y'all. But y'all have organized a really cool system. So I want you to talk me through the system. How does it work?
Okay, well, we have some bags in the basket. All you can do is pull it out and put your information, which will be your email address and your name, because we want to be able to thank you for donating.
Okay.
And the winner also gets a $250 gift certificate from John Bull Business Center.
Okay.
Once you finish putting information, you just place it in the bag, and from there we take them and we bring them. We take them and we launder them, and we make sure it looks better. Not so it looks better.
It's prepared.
It's prepared.
There you go.
And then after that, we have the donation season is from July 2nd to July 30th. And after donation, we have the distribution, which will be in mid-August, somewhere in August 15th.
Okay. So I want to back up then because I heard something about a John Bull gift certificate and I kind of tingsy y'all. I'm not going to lie. So how does the John Bull gift certificate work? And anyone can explain it to me, Malia.
The person who donates the most uniforms will receive the prize.
Okay.
And also our bins are at Solomon Yamacraw, Solomon Supercenter, and Crossright. So if you go there and donate uniforms, you may get a prize.
All right, so that's awesome. So now I want to run back by you because you guys are paying attention. You're going to deliver these uniforms for these outstanding young people. If you donate a lot of uniforms, so you've got like 50 uniforms going, you can enter, well, you will win a $250 gift certificate from John Bull, amazing corporate partner. And of course, you can actually go to Solomon's, any of the Solomon's locations, either in Yamacraw or our old one that we've been going to for forever right there across from the Marathon. Or you can go to Crossright and you will find one of these cute little baskets. You take one of those things to the side, right? One of those bags to the side. You just write, y'all have pens too? Because y'all know I don't want to. Okay, y'all handy. They've got a pen right there. You write your name on it along with your email address, just so that they can know who you are and how much you've donated. And of course, they'll use that information to give you the prize if you win.
Yes, ma'am. Additional to the fact that we accept uniforms from 7 to 12 and schools in the Bahamas.
Okay.
Well, New Providence.
New Providence. Okay,
yes,
so we have to find a way to expand this to the islands later
Yes,
on.
ma'am.
But this year we're starting in New
New
Providence.
Providence, yes, ma'am.
All right. So you're holding the mic, Miss Alice. Why did you want to be involved with a project like this?
Like Madison said, I feel as though it's very important because I've seen the struggle, not personally, but I've witnessed it in several other families, and I feel as though it's a very important thing, and I'm a proud member of this organization. It's student-led, it's a non-profit, and I feel as though it's a great cause, and it's very considerate of all of us to come together, and even though we might seem privileged under the stigma that we are privileged, that doesn't mean that we don't hear the cries of people coming from other places, so I really appreciate a group of young students just coming together and making a difference.
All right, excellent. I want you to pass it right there, Mr. Nairn. Did I get it right? I still pronounce it. I got it right. Yay for me. Okay, and it's always good to see my young men involved with something like this. Why was this a cause that you decided you wanted to be a part of?
With the cost of living rising in society, I feel as though as a young person, I can make an impact, and this is one of the ways I could have made an impact in helping others.
Okay.
So and it's something I'm really passionate about.
Awesome. And Mr. Sumner, you take that mic from me, and you let me know, what is it that you want this project to be? If you could have the ultimate wish and have anything happen with this project, what would that be for our other young people in the nation that are facing these challenges you all talked about?
Well, firstly, I think it would be great if it expands countrywide. I think that would be a really good thing to get this initiative out throughout the other islands. Also, I want it to be like a saving grace, so like you can come to this project not only for uniforms, but you can come to it for like, if you need someone to look up to, maybe in your age group, to reach out to your community. And I think that's what my main goal for this initiative is.
Excellent. Man, I'm so excited about the future and y'all at the helm. Malia, I just want you to run us through the dates again, because I need to know when people can actually show up and start carrying uniforms to Solomon. And remember, guys, these are gently used uniforms. We want to make sure that these are things that people can use again. So talk to me about the exact dates that you guys will have these at Solomon's and Crossroads.
Okay, they will be there from July 2nd, which has already passed, until July 30th.
Okay.
So anytime between then you can come and drop off uniforms.
Okay, July 2nd to July 30th. Any final words that you guys have for our viewers this morning? Maddie?
Donate.
Yes. All right. Well, listen, we are so grateful for you guys, the work that you're doing. The future is in good hands. We know that only good things happen when you come to Bahamas at Sunrise. So next year when y'all come back with all y'all awards that y'all win over there, remember I told you guys that. And we really wish you the best with this. Are you guys online or on Facebook? If there's like a corporate partner that wants to help out or jump in, how can they reach you?
Well, our website is officially up. It's now ufabahamas.com. And we also have a Facebook page, which is the same name, and an Instagram. You can also send us an email at ufabahamas242@gmail.com.
Okay, ufabahamas242@gmail.com. Thank you so much, UFA, for joining us today. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise, and Phil has more for you now.
Shell is taking you on an exciting journey with its summer promotion. Now through September 14th, enter for your chance to win a brand new 2018 Toyota Yaris. Just make a minimum purchase of $20 worth of fuel from any Shell service station in Nassau. Answer the skill question on the entry form and submit. The grand prize will be drawn on September 14th. Other weekly prizes include free fuel vouchers and VIP packages to see Jay-Z and Beyonce live in concert August 31st at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. For more info, visit their Facebook page at Sun Oil Bahamas.
Hi, I'm Davriel, and welcome to Rev Tips, where we answer your most important Rev service questions. Today's question is, how do I set up a Rev My Account? It's super easy. To create a Rev My Account, simply visit www.cablebahamas.com and click the My Account icon. Next, select the Create Account option. Please have a copy of your latest statement on hand. Enter the information as it appears on the statement to the respective areas on the form. When you've finished, click Create Account to continue with the process. Once you've registered your account, you can use your username and password to check your account balance, view past statements, and pay your bill online. And that's your Rev Tip for this week. Thanks for watching, and be sure to join us next time.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Just about 45 years ago, as the Union Jack was coming down, the national anthem was playing, and shortly thereafter, there was a new song called Independence Morning. We all know it, and we're very pleased to be joined on Bahamas at Sunrise. You must have been a baby back then. The Priscilla Rawlins, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
When we think about independence, and for those of us, who were really children back then, I mean, describe what it was in that moment as 1201 and
Gosh, you weren't even born then.
I was there. I was in my mama's arms.
Oh,
yes.
Excuse me. It was just like a natural thing for you, just saying. But at the time, when it did happen, with the Prince and everybody there, it was really, really awesome.
Special occasion.
Yes,
absolutely. And
yes.
45 years later, the Bahamas is still going strong.
That's right.
And how do you feel?
Poka poka.
Poka poka. But listen, we're very happy to have you. And please
Thank you.
just share with us that very special song, Independence Morning. It's like a baby born in. All right.
Independence morning is like a baby born. Independence morning is like a baby born. On July 10th, 1973, Bahamians everywhere were free, free to shape their destiny in the land of the rolling sea. Man and woman, boy and girl, there is none rich like our soil. Independence morning is like a baby born. Independence morning is like a baby born. This new nation is God's creation. That's what it is to me. We'll always lend a helping hand to the poor from any land. Let our hearts swell in our chest. We'll always be our best. Independence morning is like a baby born. Independence morning is like a baby morning. Let our hearts swell in our chests. We'll always be our best. This new nation is our creation. That's what it is to me. Oh Lord, it just gets to me to feel the time has come in this nation. Independence morning is like a baby born. Independence morning is like a baby born. Freedom for all, not just you and me. Oppressors we must never be. Always loving one another. Always sister, loving brother. Love, love, and let it ring. Lift your head and sing. Independence morning is like a baby born. Independence morning is like a baby born.
Good stuff, Miss Rollins. Excellent voice. I heard them starting to play Got a Ladder from Miami, and I was hoping for it. But listen, we've had a wonderful show, Phil.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a reflective show. I mean, it really speaks to, what it means to be Bahamian. When you say, let us do our best, you know.
McKay is the one who wrote this
Who wrote the song.
Yeah, and he did an excellent job. And when we hear that baby boarding line, it really speaks about anything that this child can become, right? Anything that this country can become. And of course, we've got unlimited possibilities. We hope that you execute them this week. Make tomorrow a safe holiday. Of course, if you're on the beach, watch those little ones very carefully, our precious babies. And we hope that you'll be back with us on Friday in the 45th year of the Bahamas.
45. Still young.
Still young. Still so much more to go.
Have a wonderful week.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Still young? You don't feel like I feel now.
The country.
Oh,
The country.